Okay, fine. These are just names because most of the documentation used different keywords for all these their explanations. Okay, so anything is considered like this. Okay, right. Is there any difference between the variable functions and the constructor functions practically? Yes, we do have a difference. The difference is, suppose if you have a function, constructor function in your code, this function can be called from anywhere in the program, even before the definition. That means this sum can be called from here also. Sum of 23 comma 30 45 gives you the result, which is not going to happen with the addition function. You cannot call something like this, console.log of add of. This is not possible. So this is error, and this is what is that, 58, sorry, 68. So let us see this answer. So 68, and then you got an error called add is not a function. Can you see this point?
Yeah.
Okay, just today I met some of the one company where the company provides you interview questions and all. Okay, they called me for the consultation, so I went there.
Okay.
So what they are doing is they're preparing some bunch of questions, this type of questions, and they ask us for the output. They ask us the output. What is the output of this particular function? What is the output of this particular function? What the code you should
Okay.
write if you want to get a right output? Something like that. They give you some code and they expect what is the output, and if I want this output, what type of code I'm supposed to write at this particular point, like that. So this type of questions they are expecting, and even companies are also expecting the same thing. Theory questions, all of these type of evaluation is over now. Now most of the evaluation is on your real-time experience, real-time work. So be careful. So this type of experience, this type of executions are very much important. You have to check out what will happen if I do like this, because most of the textbooks may or may not cover all these points. Okay, be careful about it. So hopefully I have justified how do you define functions, and how do you execute a function, how do you call a array, all these things. Okay, I just want to have one more point here, that is Mr. Nitish, are you comfortable this
Yes.
particular
Yes.
point? Yeah, accessing an array and
Yeah.
accessing an
Yeah.
object.
Accessing or array. Yeah.
Object, this is called as an object inside object, printing
Oh.
not in the. Okay, because most of your doubts will be with this type of things. Okay, be careful about it. I want the clarity, and moreover in the future you definitely need to use these things only. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Mm, mm. Okay, let me remove all these things. Yeah, we are in functions. Okay, so now let us go to the next level of functions, that is called as callback functions. The concept of the next topic is callback functions. What are callback functions and higher order functions and blah 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 blah. So we will see how functions will behave now. So Jalandhar, do you have any understanding, or do you know anything what is a higher order function?
No, I might have used it, but I can't
Yeah,
express
you
this.
have used it, no doubt you have been using it, but
Yeah.
many people don't aware of it. Yeah. So
What it is, yeah, yeah.
okay, there are few technical terms here, that is anonymous function, higher order function. Okay, these two words I would like to tell you. So here you have already observed this is called a, this is a anonymous function, because this function doesn't have any name. You may consider
Mm.
add is the name, but actually add is not the name. Add is the reference variable to this particular function.
That's right.
Add
Yeah.
is just a reference to this particular function. Okay, it doesn't have any name. What, how about this? This is
Yes,
having
some.
the name. The name of the function is sum. Here that this function doesn't have a name, but this function has a reference. So this type of functions are called as anonymous functions. I hope I am clear about this word. You got it, right?
Yeah.
Then the next point is higher order functions. So to understand these higher order functions, we have to understand one more thing. A function
Sorry,
can, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
can I have a quick question?
Uh,
When to use the anonymous functions and when to use the the functions with the name? Just,
yeah, definitely. See, when if you want to if you want to keep a function in the global scope, then you have to put it
Mhm.
inside the. Then you have to create it as a what is it? As a constructor function.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, when you want to have the regular scope, that means
Yeah.
lexical scope, then you have to create that function as a,
Variable function,
yeah,
literal.
variable function or function literal. Okay, good
Okay.
question. In
Thank
fact, good question. Okay, so let us do this. This is called as functions 2. Okay, one second. Mhm. Okay, so here it is HTML and script. So first we had to understand, first of all, is it possible to pass a function to function as an argument? First point, is it possible a function as an argument? Is it possible a function as a return type? Yes, both are possible. Is it possible to write a function inside another function? Yes, that is also possible. Okay, so let us write it. And why do we need to use all these nonsense? Why should I write a function inside another function? Function is already a separable block, right? Once again, why should I write a function inside another function? Is it really needed? Such as situations are really there. Yes, because this is a pure functional programming language, right? So definitely, because it doesn't have object oriented philosophy in the, it was not having object oriented philosophy in the past. So that everything has to be developed in terms of functions. Everything has to be developed in terms of functions. So even if you want to create an object, you have to create an object for a function. You want to create a class like construct, class like uh, block, then again you have to make use of a function for creating such things. So you will definitely look into that. So let us first simplify the things, like you can define a function inside another function. Okay, and you can
Okay.
return a function from a function. You can pass a function as an argument to another function. So all these things are possible. So let us try these all things for a while. Okay, give me a minute. So let us start writing the code. So that is this is a function. This function is this function is ABC function, which will take This is an ABC function which doesn't do anything, or else sorry, which will add some given values. Okay, so a comma b and something like this, a comma b, and which return a plus b. Okay, this is a function which takes two arguments and which return the sum of those two arguments. That is a function, right? Okay, that's good. Fine. I have another function foo, which can take an argument as a function, and it can execute it, and of course where res is equal to x of and console.log of res. So try to understand here a simple thing. So whatever the x we are going to pass to the foo function, this should be a function. So what I'm doing this, I will be calling the foo function and passing another function as an argument. So how can I pass another function as an argument? I can pass directly like this. Function. Can you understand my point? Function. Yeah. Which will return 100, some 1000, something like that. So this whole function will be passed to x. Can you understand my point? This whole function will be passed to x, and I am trying to call that x function, which will return the result of it, and that will be stored in res, and that will be printed. Of course, what this function is doing, it is not doing anything at the moment. It is okay. If you really don't want, you can delete it. Okay, let me execute this code, and obviously, can you tell me the output?
Yeah.
That is 1000, right? Is there any confusion here? I'm just passing directly a function as an argument. Instead of passing some value, I'm passing a function as an argument. So such functions are called as?
Yes, higher order.
No. This type of functions, whatever the function I'm passing, this function is called as callback function. This function is called as callback
It
function.
returns something. Yeah.
And this foo is called as higher order function. This foo is called as higher order function.
Higher order.
Why this foo has become an higher order function? Because foo is able to receive a function as an argument. So foo is able to receive a function as an argument.
Receive argument.
So that is why it is called as higher order function. Okay, that's very good. That's very good, in fact. Now let us define one more function that is called as boo. So what does this do is function boo. It will return a function. First, let me create a function, and that can be returned. Or else you can say return function, and this what does it do? It will console.log of boo. Chalo, come on, tell me. Can I call this function? What is the output I'm going to get?
I am boo.
How?
No.
How do I get that ambu?
Oh, you don't get it. Yeah, because
Because it
uh,
is returning it. It is not trying to print anything. It is
no, it
returning a
just gets
function directly.
yeah.
It is
Exactly.
returning a function directly. So when I execute this code, it is not going to display anything.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I can catch the result in some
And
variable.
then call it. Yeah.
Then if I print it, what do I get?
Yeah.
Then
Then
what
it
is
will
the output?
execute.
My book.
Sorry.
Then it will get executed. Yeah, the function will get executed.
Again, repeat. I mean, I'm asking you this question. What is the output? I am very much particular about the output. What is the output?
Ambu.
Yeah.
That is again a mistake. It is not ambu
Yeah.
because it is
Why?
returning a function. So the entire
Okay.
function will come and store in res2. Just like this, just like this. This will be there in add, right?
Hmm.
Mm.
This entire function definition will be there in the add. The same way,
Yeah.
this entire function definition will be there in the res. And that is what I am going to print over there. So now
Yeah.
I'm getting the function definition. I'm not getting the output here. Am I right?
Oh,
Yeah.
So
good.
how do I get that IAMBoo?
Mm.
Don't know. Pass.
Hey, come on. Res is having already a function. Then how can I
Mm.
execute that function? How can I call that function? Just call the function, man. If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
call the
yeah.
function, it will
Invoke,
give you
Mm.
that IAMBoo. What's the big deal in
invoke.
it? Right? Okay. So now, now
Yeah.
this, so what are the higher order functions I can showcase over here?
Foo and boo.
Yeah, foo and boo are the higher order functions.
Mm.
Why? Because
Uh, there is a function inside them.
no. First thing is
Argument.
foo
Yeah,
can
the
take
first one
the
is
function as an argument, so foo has become a higher order
Who
function.
higher
So
order.
who
foo
returns a function.
returns a function.
Returns an
Foo if
function. Yeah.
returns a function, so it can also a higher order function. So foo and boo are
Okay.
the higher order function. So if a function returns a function, then how it should behave, all these things have been discussed over here. Hope you got my point. Yes.
Yeah.
What is, and are you clear about the callback function also? What is a callback function? Yeah. Okay, let us take some of the higher order functions which are already available in the business. Okay, that in the JavaScript, and you have to go through that. Okay, let us go and see what are the different higher order functions we have.
So what is the definition for the callback function, Praveen sir?
Callback function is a function which is passed as an argument.
Passed as an argument. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, passed as an argument. Hmm?
Okay.
Okay. Chalo. So here I am going to define some of the high, I mean, I am going to use, I am not going to define some higher order function, already defined them. Now I have to use higher order function, array based higher order functions. What are the best examples for higher order functions in arrays? First, let me create an array. This is an array. So I can have I have so many higher order functions. So what is the name of the higher order function? Map. So map is a function. Map is a higher order function on an array which can iterate or which can call a callback function for each value of the array. For each value of the array. So let me show you first the example ar dot map of a callback function. I am just going to call this function console.log of I am call back. So what is the definition I have given? Map is a higher order function of an array which will call a callback function for each value of the given array. Is it fine? So what is the output I'm going to get? Come on. I am callback will be printed for these
each.
many times. These many times, not in the sense 23 times, not 45 times. 1,
No.
2, 3, 4,
2,
5, and
3,
6. Because I have
5 times.
6 values, so 5
6.
times they will be printed. So I am callback got printed actually because of very intelligent console I have. It is printing 6 times in the same line.
6.
Okay, 6. That is why I'm getting 6. So we have to understand this callback function. So I want to have each value of this array. How can I access each value of this array? So whenever this map function calls a callback function, it will also pass the respective value for which the function is getting called. So let in the very as a first argument, let us see a what is there in the a. So that as an argument, so a will have 23 for the very first time, and then it will have 45 in the second time, then 56 in the third time, and then 22 in the like that. So along with the I am callback, I would like to print the value of a every time it calls this function. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Let us see this answer. Save and refresh this. So I am callback 23, I am callback 45, I am callback 56, I am callback 22, I am callback 12, I am callback 44. Why I am getting all these answers?
Every time it is passing the
Every time it is passing the
value of an array. Object. What is that?
Value of
value of this particular object. You got my point,
Yeah.
right? Along with the value, there is one more argument which can be passed as a second argument. Need not to be a and I. You can take x and y, a and b, or anything. So
whatever.
as a second argument, the index will be passed. The index will be passed. You got it? Index will be passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a third argument, the whole array will be passed. Every time the entire array can be passed to this callback function. So every time this array is getting passed. Can you see this answer? Yeah. So like this you can understand a callback function will be called every time, for every value of the array here. Okay, that is the first point. Second thing is it is not returning anything, right?
No.
This callback function is not returning anything. If you are able to return something, returns something like I will return something only. this for every value of the array, this if you are returning something, all those somethings, okay, something, these somethings will be captured in another array and they can be returned finally as a result. So this return something will be stored as an array. Okay, that array will be given to res. If you really want to see something here, that res is going to have an array of something. You see this something like that, right? So instead of returning something, okay, can I write down? Can I write it in the part? I hope now you are at least comfortable with this, right?
Yeah.
So this function is returning something, right? So instead of something, let me return I. So what will be there? What will be the what are the values will be there in res now?
Same as the array.
It's an array of what?
Object.
Index.
Object.
Come on, it
Index.
will be an array of
Object.
indexes.
Yeah.
0, 1, 2, 3,
Index.
4, 5, 6. Nitish, you are able to follow this or
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, bolo.
Okay. So here you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? All those indexes will be stored in one particular array and that will be stored back in res. Suppose if I return instead of I return a into I, what will happen? The multiplication of the value and their respective id will be, come on,
Index will be
captured and that all those values will be stored in res. So let us see
yeah.
this output.
Zero,
So 0, 45, 112, 66, 48 to 20, right? Understood? Yeah.
Yeah.
Suppose if I pass
Multiple.
a minus 10, what will be there in the res?
13, 35,
13, 35,
35,
46,
40,
12,
46,
2, 44, like that,
30.
right?
Yeah.
So you can see this output: 13, 35, 46, 12, 2, 34. Okay, now let us see a into 2. What is the output I'm going to?
Yeah. Multiplication of 2 is like 46.
So double value of each particular
Yeah.
array value will be given and that will be
Yeah.
stored in
Value.
result. Correct? 46, 90, 112, 44, 24 and 88. So whenever you want to modify, see, if you are applying for, if you are modifying for one applied for one particular index, it will be modified for all, right? Can you understand this? Huh? So like that,
Yeah.
whenever you want to modify all the values to a different set of values, then you have to go with the map function, because map is not directly giving you such facility, but mostly it is offering such type of mechanism so that you just write down some logic and you can modify all these things. For example, I don't have any of this. For example, if I ask you, I want a fresh array with the 3 times of the given array. I want a fresh array with the 3 times of the given array. How do you do it? Have you understood the point?
Yeah.
3 times in the sense 23 3 times 45 3 times
56.
56 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that array. How can I get how do you do it? Yeah, there is the
I
map
just
function.
read.
Already
Map
there.
you
Yeah, you can apply with apply it with
multiply.
yes map function. Hmm? Understood my point?
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the way you have to use it. Of course, you can do the same thing with the for loop also. I'm not
Yeah.
saying you can't do it with the for loop. Yes, you can do it, but writing it in map is needed. And moreover, every time in the companies, they expect you to write the code in this type of way. I mean, by using map function, higher order functions, callback functions, and so and so. Not like for loops and all. Okay, so please make use of map function to perform such operation. Okay, now the next superb concept is reduce is also one of the function. Reduce, or else let us see filter first. Let us see. No. I'm sorry. Let us go with the reduce. Let us go with the reduce. AR dot reduce
Reduce.
of function. So this callback function will take two arguments. So the very first time, the first argument will be holding the first value of the array, and the second argument will be holding the second value of the array. And the next time when it iterates, A holds the return value. Whatever you have returned, that value will be placed in A, and next value will be placed in B. So for example, let us console.log of A, B, and I would like to return A plus B. Can you see this? Understand? So if I execute this code, what will be the output? So 23, 45, 68. What is this? What is this? What is this? 23, 45, 68, 23, 40. Okay, let us write down in some other way. A,
B.
B. And after this, I would like to have console.log of okay, just for our better understanding.
Yeah.
So the very first time the A value is 23 and B value is 45. Am I right? And the second time A value is 68. Why it is 68?
68.
Because
23 plus
whatever I
45.
have
Yeah.
returned, that will
33
be
plus
23 plus 45. It is
Yeah.
68,
68.
and B value will
68
be
plus
56. That is
56.
why 56. And the third time,
And the 68 plus 56,
68
and
plus
then
56,
22.
and then 22. 124 and 22, and the third time 146 and 12, and the fifth time 158
12.
and 14. If there is
14.
no value which after 44, it will stop. 44 is the last value, right? It will stop. Hello. Okay. And finally that value will be stored over here. Try to understand this point. This res will get the final value. What do you mean by final value? If there is no
So,
value,
Total value.
total value will be stored in res.
mhm.
Hmm? So if you see the result, the addition of all those values has been stored over here like this, 202. How is this? You understood the point?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
So like this, you can make use of map function and reduce function. Now, I had to go to the next level, that is called as comes under one more function. Can I have you understood reduce? No, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I would like to go back to the one more function, that is called as filter function. What is the filter function? See here, ar dot filter of the callback function as usual. So this will also receive the values, no doubt in it, and this will also print the same way. Let us see the output. It will print 23 comma 0. This
Hmm.
point is same, no variation at all. But the beauty of it is this filter function can also accumulate the return values, just like a map. What have I done with the map? This map function accumulated all the values, right,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
stored in res.
Yeah.
The same job can also be done by filter. Hmm? Okay, it can also accumulate the values, but this filter don't accumulate the return value. It will accumulate those values which are available as an argument over here. That means whatever the value I am passing the same way, and these values will be accumulated if this function returns true. Try to understand the point. If this function returns true for a specific value of the array, that value will be holded. Try to understand the point. That value will be accumulated. For example, every time this callback function returns true, then it will accumulate all the values which are available in the array. So console.log of res, it will be printing all the values back in the same way. But for example, I have applied a condition. If, okay, if a modulus 3 is equal to 0, only then return true.
Hmm.
Else return false. So when this function is returning false, at that moment whatever the value we are passing to this callback function, okay, that value will not be accumulated, that will be filtered out, that will be separated. Only when this function returns a true value, then that particular value will be picked up. Have you got my point?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nitish? Okay, he's offline. Okay, so here now if you observe this, only the three divisibles, that means 45, 12
Yeah.
will be filtered, and they will be stored in the res. So control K and save, and if you see 45 and 12 are only filtered. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the different higher order functions which are available with array for us. These are the higher order functions which are available for us. Okay, so these higher order functions, along with this, there are so many higher order functions like this.
Mm.
Map, reduce, filter are the most used. Okay, these are all the most fundamental and very used functions. Apart from this, for each, every,
Mm.
are also
Yeah.
very much in use. So please use all, please read about these two, and let us discuss the next topic tomorrow. Okay, okay, Jalandhar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it for
Thank you.
today.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.